Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class. Our textbook is Week 2, and today inshallah we will cover Unit 1, My House Phonics Practice number 2 on page 27. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Salih Al-Ujan. So let's begin. Quick revision in our last lesson. In our last lesson, we did talked about words with BR and PR, where we talked about the differences between these two pairs of letters. We said that the only way we can know the differences between BR and PR by listening to different examples of these letters. So, for example, we said that here we have the BR and here we have the PR, which is that has or needed more stress than the first one. So, for example, the first word we have practice on the first one, which is the word bridge, bridge. And also the second word we have practiced here, which is prize, prize. So by listening to two of these examples will help us to know the differences between PR and BR. So the first one here we have is bridge, and the second one is prize, prize. Now, after this, what we did is that we looked at the pictures and we did write BR and PR, and then we listened to all of these words. So, for example, the first word we had is the word bread, bread, where bread starts with B and R. And also the second word we listened to is the word prince, prince, prince that starts with P and R. And also the third word which is bridge, bridge, that starts with also B and R. And number 4, the fourth word, which is brown, brown, that starts with B and R. So remember, we said that the only way that where we know the differences between BR and PR is not only to listen and to pronounce, but also to memorize as many words as we can with these two pairs of letters. And also what we did with number 5, we have another word that is called present, present, which starts with P and R. And also number 6, we have the word bracelet, bracelet, that starts with B and R. And number 7 also we have the word prize, prize, that starts with P and R. And finally the 8th word, which is the word prize, prize, that starts also with P and R. So this is it. These are the letters where we did the practice. 4 words that we did write with BR, and also 4 words that we did write with PR. And after this, we did say an exciting exercise, which is called the tongue twister, where what you have to do is to read the sentence first, to read it slowly, and then for the second time, read it quickly and see whether if you can differentiate between P and B. So now let's listen one more time or read these sentences together, the first one slowly and the second one quickly, and see what are the differences we can come up with. So the sentence or the reading says, My brother prepares brown sandwiches with brown bread and eats them on the bridge. So now let's say the sentences one more time, and this time we're going to read it as fast as we can. Let's start. My brother prepares brown sandwiches with brown bread and eats them on the bridge. One more time. My brother prepares brown sandwiches with brown bread and eats them on the bridge. Very well. Now you do the same. Read it as fast as you can and tell me what are the differences you can come up with. So you know the differences between P and also B. So now let's get to know our objectives in today's lesson. At the end of this lesson, we hope that you'll be able to, number one, comprehend the sounds represented by the letters of the alphabet, and also to listen, to point, and to match with WH, WH, and also PH. So let's begin. I would like you please to open your books on page 27. I would like you please to open your books on page 27. Now, on page 27, the first exercise we can say is words with WH, WH, and PH. So in this exercise, we're going to listen to different words with these sets of letters, and also we're going to point at them, and also we're going to say them together. So let's start by listening to all of these words, and after this we're going to each of these words and point at them, and then we're going to say them again together. So let's start with the first one. The first word we have is walk. Walk. Say after me. Walk. Walk. So walk starts with the letter W. Walk. The other word that starts with WH, which is whale. Whale. Say after me. Whale. Whale. Very good. And also the third word that starts with letter H, which is hose. Hose. Say after me. Hose. Hose. Very good. And the fourth letter the fourth word that starts with W and H, which is whose. Whose. Say after me. Whose. Whose. And the last word that starts with P and H, which is the word phone. Phone. Say after me. Phone. Very well. So here now we did listen, we did say all of these words that starts with WH, WH, and phone. So the first one is walk, which is the exercise of walking, to walk from one place to another. And the second thing is whale, which is the biggest animal which lives in the sea. And also the third thing is hose, where we use hose for gardening and also for washing. And also whose, which is a question, a question word, where we ask different questions about or using whose. Whose phone is this? Or whose screen is this? And also the last word, which is phone, which what do you mean by a phone, where we call and use different apps. So this is regarding the first exercise. Now let's listen to the second exercise. And here in this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to listen and circle the silent letter. So here we have either we're going to circle either silent W or silent H. So as you can see, the whole list of these words have one thing in common, that all of them has the WH with each of these words. But we don't pronounce all of them. So one of these words we pronounce W, but we don't pronounce H. And one of these words we pronounce H, but we don't pronounce W. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to circle only the silent letter. So, for example, let's have a look at the first word here, which is the word where. Where. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to circle the silent letter of the word where. So, the silent letter of the word where is letter H. So here we go, and we circle letter H. Letter H, we write it, yes, but we don't say it. We don't say it. We say where. Now let's move on to number 2. Number 2, the word is what. What. So the word is what. What do you think the silent letter is? The silent letter is, with this word, is letter H. Letter H. So here we go, and we also circle letter H. Now let us move on to number 3. The third word we have with number 3 is the word who. Who. So what is the silent letter of this word? Who. Well, the silent letter of this word is the letter W. Letter W. And let's move on to number 4. The word is whose. Whose. So, what is the silent letter of the word whose? The silent letter, the letter that we don't say in the word whose, is letter also W. So here we do circle the letter W. Now let us move on to number 5. What is the silent letter with the fifth word, which is Wales? Wales. So the silent letter of the word Wales is letter H. Letter H. And finally, number 6. The sixth word is white. White. So what is the silent letter here with the word white? Is letter H. Letter H. So here we go. These are the words that we listen to, we say them together, and also we did circle the silent letters of each of these words. Now, the last exercise we have is listen, circle, and write. So here, as you can see, here we have different 8 words. The first one is shop, ship, whale, cherry, phone, whistle, photo, and white. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to circle the word or circle the letter that we choose of the first word. For example, here in the first one, we do choose the word whale. So here we go, and we circle W and H. Whale. So we're going to do the same. We're going to read the other words, and once we write these words, then we're going to circle the letters that these words starts with. So let's start with number 2. Have a look at number 2. Have a look at this picture. What do we call this one? From this list, tell me, what do we call this one? This is a phone. This is a phone. And phone starts with P and H. So here we go. We go here and we circle P and H. We circle P and H. Now let us move on to number 3. look at the picture of number 3 and tell me, what color is this? From this list, have a look at this list and tell me, what color is this? It is white. It is white. So white starts with W and H. So here we go here. We circle W and H. Number 4. Have a look at picture number 4 and tell me what that is. This is a whistle. This is a whistle. And what does whistle starts with? It starts with W and H. So here we go. Here we circle W and H. Now let us move on to number 5. So here we used whistle with the first one. We used whistle. We used also white. We used also phone. And we used whale. This will leave us with 4 different words. So have a look at number 5. What do you think that is? It is a photo. It is a photo. And photo starts with P and H. P and H. Now number 6. Have a look again and tell me, what do we call this? What do we call this? It is a ship. It is a ship. And ship starts with S and H. S and H. Now let us move on to number 7. Have a look at the picture of number 7 and tell me, what do we call it? What do we call it? It is, so here we finish with ship. Now we have 2 words remains, shop and cherry. So what is this? It is a picture of shop, a picture of a shop. So here we write shop and we go here and we circle the first 2 letters that the word shop starts with. This will leave us with the last word, which is cherry. And cherry starts with C and H. So here you go. This is how we answer this table. We looked at the pictures and then we looked at the list and we find out what are the words for each of these table or each of these pictures. And after this, we did circle the letters that each one of them starts with. So now at the end of this lesson, it is important that you can listen, point, match with WH, WH, and also with PH. So now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.